Good morning, good afternoon to all the attendees on the line. Welcome to the webinar on how to beef up your sugar to share and manage best practices in business. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna Petelina and I will be your moderator for today. Here with me today are my colleagues, Victoria Polishuk and Andrei Sendetsky, who will be presenting shortly. Before we get started, let me go through some housekeeping items. Please keep yourself on mute. If you have any issues with sound, please log those on the chat box on the right-hand side and I will take care of them. We will address any questions about this presentation at the end, so if you have some, please play those to the Q&A panel on the right-hand side as well as the chat panel. And the last but not least, this webinar is being recorded and we will be sending out the entire recording after the call. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm passing it on to Victoria.
Hello everyone, I'm Victoria Polishuk, a CRM consultant from Integros. We are a professional team from Ukraine that specializes in CRM solution implementation. Since 2002, we've completed over 100 of CRM projects for various companies from different countries. We are a certified partner of SugarCRM. We provide support for our customers in all kinds of technical questions. And we offer business support as well. All you need is to utter your business issues to our team and we will help you to find and realize a suitable CRM solution for your company. One of those solutions we'll present today. It is an approach for sharing and managing best practices using SugarCRM. Our customers quite often ask us how to improve internal lead and sales process, how to decrease a number of employees' mistakes, and how to save control over the processes and still give employees enough freedom in their actions. Besides, quite often we receive questions like how to speed up employees' training process and to involve employees into an improvement of the processes in the company. The obvious way is to collect insights and best practices and then share this information among employees automatically. Best practice, in our opinion, is a set of information about actions that should be executed and results that should be achieved, with some conditions and some execution order applied, and with additional explanation and recommendation for executing these actions in the optimal way. SugarCRM is a great CRM platform which for good reason is included in ratings and offers good out-of-the-box tools for managing knowledge and best practices. One of those is Process Author, a flexible BPM tool that allows to define process model in a visual way and then to execute process samples again and again. Also, there is Knowledge Base, a library for storing any information or knowledge of the company as articles. But when we look at lead and sale processes that involve communication with a customer, we sometimes don't know the exact execution order for process actions or how many times we might have to repeat some of these actions to achieve the necessary results. And in order to oversee and control the whole process, when some actions are repeated within the process, we should know about that, since it is a valuable information for studying and understanding our processes. And obviously, there is another reason. We need some tool that will work not only in enterprise and above editions, but in professional edition as well. Therefore, for this purpose, we've developed a special tool. It is called Checklist. The idea of checklist is not new. It was borrowed from aviation. Pilots use this approach for flight preparation. They have a very simple and a very understandable list of actions that should be executed, and results that should be checked before flying the plane. We've adopted this idea for lead management and call this list a best practice. A step is an item on this list. It can be an activity that should be done with some recommendation or a result that should be achieved. When we speak of results, we can mean a number of things. Significant information inside the CRM system or in any other system, all kinds of documents, some significant arrangements with the customer such as calls and meetings. And now I'm giving the floor to Andrei to present how it works in SugarCRM.
Okay, let's look on how checklist helps to define a best practice in our team. Imagine I'm a sales rep and I need to create a lead. And of course, I need to have there a checklist with all necessary steps I need to perform. How to do that? All I know is that my lead is a kind of finance company, but I haven't worked with finance companies in like forever. I need to quickly understand how to work with this kind of leads. How can I do it? Which steps I should perform in order to process this lead successfully? No worries to have a set of steps. I just need to click here, choose a finance value, and system will do all other stuff without me. Okay, let's check if it's true. The system creates a lead, and of course it creates for me to-do list actually. Now I know more or less the whole process I need to do. But for deeper understanding of how to perform a certain step, I use System Helps again. I click on here, a how-to button. I can have a text explanation particularly for this type of work. Besides, there I can have a link to internal or external resources, link to a knowledge base, or even to another object of Sugar. So now I know how to process this lead, and if I'll do everything correctly as checklist says, I'll convert my lead into opportunity. As you see here, the first step is highlighted in green for me. It means that its due date is close, and it was automatically set for me by the system according to set conditions. The due date should be set after 1 day from the checklist creation. But analyzing the first step as a professional, I don't need to do this step. I'm pretty sure it's completely unnecessary. Well, in this case, I can just mark the step as not needed and just skip it. Now, as you see, the second step is marked in green, becomes green. And again, system sets the deadline for me by itself. According to set conditions, the step should be done after 1 day, after previous step was processed. So I'm starting to perform a step, and I'll mark it as in process. Okay, you'll ask why I need to mark things. Actually, by this way I am updating processing progress, and it gives the understanding to my manager what is currently going on with my lead. And when it is finished, I complete a step by this way, in this way. There is also a possibility to complete a set of steps, steps of a particular stage. And I can do it with one click by this way, and system will close all steps from a stage attack. Also here, a progressing status. Sorry, I'll need to refresh. I can see a progressing status of my lead. And currently it is processed on a 83%. 17% is left. So let's move on. Now I need to complete, for example, this step. As you see, system logs it for me and it says that completion of the step is blocked by a previous one. Let's check how to. And how to says that completion of the step is locking by a step 301. So actually it's logical. We have to complete the previous step in order to have a possibility to complete our step. Naturally, we all make some notes during the work process, make some reminders, and I can do it directly in a step. So here I can make some reminders for me. And further, this note I can see on a checklist panel. But previously I need to refresh the lead record view. Need some patience. Okay, as you see here, I have a reminder for myself. But what if I want to be a part of best practice improvement team? What if I have ideas which will completely improve processing of such kind of leads? Well, I can leave a feedback for our sales guru with a description of my genius idea or with a proposal to complete checklist by one more step, or to write that some step is completely useless. And I can do it by this way, by clicking on a button leave feedback. So in a form which is created, I can leave my feedback. But sometimes I need checklist completion by additional step right now. I can't wait for updates in a checklist templates. If I really need to have an additional step in a current lead, I can add it manually. By this way, by clicking on this button. Which is created, I can set all necessary configuration to my manually created step. I can define a stage, order number, step type, and etc. And all necessary things. As you see here, there is a mark manually, so our data analysts will have a possibility to differentiate it from other steps automatically created by the system. And maybe they will make some decisions, for example, to add this kind of steps in a checklist templates. And meanwhile, I'm all in my leads processing system. Does it work? Here on this panel, system calculates and shows and updates the following things. It updates the current stage of a lead, it updates the current step of a lead, it calculates how many days lead is processing in the current stage, it calculates how many days lead is without any activities, and also it calculates already mentioned processing status. And also everything, and also the most important system reminds me about my precious lead. It reminds me using Sugar notifications. It creates me and sends me a message that a particular lead has no activities for this number of days. Additionally, it sends me the same notification in an email. And also, everything I'm doing is logged by the system in a special modules. Lead steps history and lead stage history. These modules collect history about who, when, and what did with a checklist. And also it shows when the lead was the stage of a lead was changed by another one. And one more thing I need to tell you, being in the role of a sales rep, in such way I can control not only a particular lead, I can manage whole my lead portfolio. I've made for myself a dashlets, and I'm controlling if some leads are without attention. I have my to-do list in context of my lead portfolio. Also, I have information how many leads are processing in particular stage. And my manager does not worry me by status meetings. He can just filter leads and receive all data he needs. And all I do with checklists is a little bit rewarded. My processing of checklists is transformed into points. And here I can see my progress. As you see, currently I have a novice check level and I have a 495 points. So I need just 5 points to have a next level intermediate. And here I have information what I did to achieve these results during last 7 days. Not pretty much, need to say, I suppose I can do it better. And last thing but not the least, it's a mobile. You can process steps, you can skip steps, make notes, use dashlets in mobile application, have some report information. Actually, all stuff that sometimes needs to be accessible, urgent, works here. And that is all for now about checklist from a perspective of a sales rep. Thank you, and I need to pass a screen to Victoria.
Thank you, Andrei. As you can see from the demonstration, a CRM system with integrous checklist does all the routine work, starting from a data entry and field calculations to the process of notifying you about some pendings. And the only thing left for your sales reps to do is the work that only humans can do, like decide what is reasonable to do in a particular situation, analyze a portfolio and react to pending notifications, improve the best practice. Of course, this tool needs to be set up by your administrators first. Admins can set up different checklists for different types of leads, set some order of step executions, and provide recommendations how to execute various steps. Define time limits to determine when to send out pending notifications. And Andrei will present how it can be done in SugarCRM.
Thank you. Here I am again. And now I'll show you how to set up and administrate checklists. Imagine I'm a kind of responsible for best practice in our company and I'm managing checklist templates. And that is how I'm doing that. Here is a list of checklist templates. Each of them has its particular lead template type. It defines the type of lead for which I want this particular checklist to be applied. And if I want to create a new template type, I can do it directly from a checklist template record view. I don't need access to admin panel. Here I can add the item or remove it and actually save changes. Under created checklist templates, I'm creating steps templates, a list of step templates. And by doing this, I'm setting constraints, requirements, and actually behavior of further created checklist instances. By configuring of steps templates, I can set its stage, the step type, the order number. Also, I can demand from a sales rep to process a certain step in every case. To set that step is required to be processed. Also, I can set such abstract thing as a scoring point, and it will reflect the complexity of further created step instances in a number. And here I can set a processing time limit in days. Moreover, I can configure the due date of further created step instances by setting its starting point, and it could be the date from a day of a checklist creation or the day of a previous step was performed. But sometimes I need to restrict the order of steps processing. It's logical to restrict, for example, processing the contract before it is signed. For that case, I'm just linking two steps in this subpanel per required steps. And after linking of two steps, all other stuff system does for itself. It will inform sales rep that step is locked by processing of a previous step, and it will log its completion. But some steps are complicated and need some explanations. I'm not sure if sales rep will understand what he needs to do according to one line of a text. For that case, I have a how-to button feature. I leave here a text explanation or with a link to resources or our knowledge base, and everything is clear. I hope it is. If not, I receive feedbacks from a sales rep. They are collected here, and this is crucial for me, for my team, as we are in touch with our colleagues. We have a reaction on new steps, checklists, and a lot of feedbacks are really very important. A lot of them were included in our next updates. That is how our processes are continuously improved. What else? To adapt a checklist functionality to its consumers, there is a possibility to add some gamification elements. Users' actions could be rewarded or vice versa assessed. Here in this module, checkpoints parameterization, I can define for which type of activity the sales rep can be rewarded, and by this amount of points. So I'm defining the feature and the action which is done to this feature, and all kind of these activities will be will be rewarded by this amount of points. And here I can define a levels in a module check levels parameterization. I'm defining the points from and the points to, which defines a current level. Also, I can attach the suitable picture which will represent the current level by image. At the end, all sales rep will have this form which shows the progress and possibility to achieve more, to upgrade their levels. And this is all for now. Victoria, thank you, and take a back screen.
Thank you, Andrei. We've already discussed some operational processes for sales reps and best practice admins. Now let's move on to managing best practices to give you the understanding of how Integra's checklist can help to improve best practices. Firstly, with a set of reports for management that allows you to understand situation in all processes together and in every particular process separately. Some of these reports can show which steps are skipped and by whom, which steps take more time to be executed than it was expected. Managers can review all the information on the desktop and in the mobile application as well. The best way to manage best practices is to set up dashboards specifically for your needs. Now Andrei will present how it can be done.
Thank you. And now I'm being in the role of a sales manager. We'll show you how to manage lead generation and processing by checklists. I have enhanced reports aimed to be in touch with everything is going on with company's lead portfolio. I've created for myself a dashboard which represents the current situation by some graphics, and I have actually all I need in front of my eyes. Most of reports give me information on in-process stages of leads, which leads were processed, which leads were stopped to be processed, and by whom. I'm analyzing a report of most skipped steps with highest processing time, and this information provides me availability to review current processes. Maybe there is a need to exclude most skipped steps. Maybe steps with highest processing time should be broken to smaller or explained more to executors, or I need to add one more step to include additional control into process. Also, I'm analyzing executors' competencies. Who is the best and who does not deal with so well. In that way, I'm keeping our team's professionality on a highest level and set them the most suitable conditions to work aimed to receive highest results, to sell more in as fastest way as it's possible. And actually that is all I wanted to share with you. Thank you, and I'm passing screen to Victoria.
Thank you, Andrei. We've discussed some possibilities for managing processes provided by Integra's checklist. And as I mentioned before, Sugar Process Author is also a useful tool for managing processes. Therefore, we'd like to compare the two of them to give you a better understanding as to what tool would be better in each particular situation. We've collected all the main dissimilarities in one small table to show the difference between these tools. For example, if we need to have a flexible order of step executions, then checklist will be better than process author. On the contrary, if you need a strict order of steps execution, the process author is a perfect tool for you. However, the professional edition has no out-of-the-box alternative for managing your processes. Integrous checklist can be used not only in lead management process. We use it in different areas of business. One of examples is sales management. When we speak about managing opportunities, we should analyze the sales funnel. Using Integrous checklist, you can define a stage and the probability of the opportunity in an automated way. It means that you will receive more realistic and more precise reports. Another example is service management. A standard situation of case management in difficult industries such as IT or commercial services is that processing of the case presupposes a lot of steps to be executed, whereas in various situations the execution order will differ. In this case, checklist will be your go-to tool. As you can see, we propose different benefits for both employees and managers of your company. For employees, it is, first of all, the possibility to make fewer mistakes and spend less time reporting to the management. For managers, it is a good tool for finding bottlenecks in processes quicker and for receiving more realistic reports. Surely, there are also additional advantages for executive level as well. That is all about our Integrous checklist for today. You can try it on SugarXChange by following the link you see on the screen. And you can find a short video about how to use checklist on our YouTube channel. And of course, you are always welcome to contact us via email if you have any questions to our team regarding checklists.